Wow, it's a beautiful day here in Michigan today. We're right in between cold snaps and it's about 35 degrees right now. And I'm going to take this time to try to go out and do a little bit of scouting around here. We've got maple syrup season coming up really fast. I want to make sure that we don't have any downed trees in our trails or there's any other kind of things that have happened with the high winds that we've had lately. So we're going to go walk our sugar bush and we're going to look for some sheds too, because you always got to keep your nose down and look for sheds when you're out checking your sugar bush. All right, let's enjoy this day together, guys. It's so nice out here, I had to put my sunglasses on. We're supposed to get some really cold weather here in a few days. We're talking single digits for highs in the day. Just regular temperature, not real feel. It's supposed to be, I think, 5 degrees, which is chilly even here for us. But you know what? It's winter, it's January, and a good cold snap like this always does wonders for the maple syrup. So we do have this one huge oak tree that came down, and that is not exactly where we tap. This is kind of our main sugar bush area. We have been venturing more out in this direction, just looking for better trees that produce a little bit better, and it has worked the last couple years that we've done that. I think we've done a good job finding new trees. Some of the trees we were tapping up closer to behind the barn area, I don't know, they just didn't produce. So not sure exactly what's going on with that, but I don't see any major trees down. We can still get back in here with the truck and the IBC tote. I think we'll be good. There's a little limb right here. Let's lean that guy over to the edge quick. But yeah, what I usually do is back my truck up into this small trail here, and then we've been tapping to the left and to the right of this trail. Some of the bigger maples, this guy here, that guy there, couple out here. It's worked really good. I would love to have a vacuum system and have everything pumped right up to the house so I don't have to go out and collect. But, you know, I think one of the things that is kind of fun about tapping maple trees and making your own syrup is just getting out of the house. You know, we get cooped up all winter long, and it's you get a little bit of cabin fever and it's not fun. So in that late February, early March time frame, we love getting out, getting a little exercise, getting some sun, and just enjoying the outdoors. So I'm seeing another huge tree back here that is down, but we don't go out that far, at least not yet. So I think we're good there. I'm going to continue up over this direction here, and we're gonna go see how that tree's looking. I actually need to get it cut up early this year so it can start drying out. It was a nice live oak tree and it's gonna be full of water, so I want to make sure that we get it cut up, split, stacked first thing this spring. Not to burn this spring, but to burn in hopefully in the fall, if not the fall, even next year. I'll wait a year if I have to, but I don't want that big oak tree going to waste. Whoa! There's a little bit of brush down there. Wow, is this a huge oak tree? Look at this. Just the root ball on it's got trees growing right out of it even. So this oak tree fell down late in the summer and we had a big windstorm. It was the only tree that I could tell that fell over. And it's such a huge tree, I have no idea why it took that one. It wasn't rotten. The top was fine, but just the amount of other trees that it took out here, let alone all the wood that's going to come off of this oak tree itself, and it's close to the house, that's a huge plus for us. Lots of maple trees in there. Small maples kind of got tangled up in the mess, but if I was to just burn that tree, I would have to say that's probably a half a year's worth of wood for us, and we're definitely going to take advantage of that. I'm going to try to take a negative and turn it into a positive. See the root ball? That thing's huge. I thought about hunting in here this year. I didn't. I should have. So over here is, right next to our root ball oak tree, these are trees that we tap here. You can see we got a few holes in this guy. Otherwise, looking pretty good. I don't see anything major. I was just looking for, you know, if some of our maple trees that we tap, if they have maybe fell over in the winter. But as of right now, they have not fallen down. We are going to go back down the trail here a little bit further, and I want to scout out a few more places that I've been thinking about tapping for this spring. Not sure if it's going to be economical. And by economical, I mean, is it close to the trail? Can we get to it easy? Are there going to be snowstorms late in the winter that may impede my ability to get to the trees back here? So got to take all that into consideration, and the amount of trees, because I'm not just going to pack everything up and go down here and tap, you know, 4 trees or something. I want to make sure that it's going to be worth our while. While we're walking up to this next place here, I wanted to just remind you guys about all of our playlists that we have set up. I have a lot of information out there. We've got over 300 videos, and I try to keep them all separated into playlists for you. I see a lot of people out on different social media platforms and groups that I'm in for different things, gardening, canning, maple syrup, hunting, and there's a lot of questions out there that get repeatedly asked in these groups, which is cool. There's no problem with that. But a lot of those questions I've already answered in videos I've made. So if you guys see something like that, feel free to share that out. That's the reason we make these videos, is to try to educate and show people how we do things here. Maybe it just gives you a different idea of what you're currently doing already. So now this is the area I was referring to back in here that I wanted to kind of scout and see if there was any maples in here, but I'm not seeing the amount of maples that I really wanted to be able to tap in a small area. And it's a little bit thick right through here. There are some nice maples in here. We are up closer to the edge of the field. If you guys seen any of the hunting videos from earlier in the fall, this is kind of the area I was in, and I wasn't trying, I guess I was kind of looking while I was hunting, seeing, you know, if there was a stand of maple trees out here that I could potentially tap this year. And what I've seen so far, there's maples, they're just spread out, they're not clustered up. So we'll definitely take this into consideration for next year. And you know, if we run out of maples closer to the house, we'll come back here, tap a few, and see what we can get off of it. I'm gonna walk. See, we're real close to the field line right now. I'm gonna walk up through this area and just scout out for some deer sheds. I kind of like to do that when I'm out walking, and it's actually pretty windy out there on the edge of the field, so we're gonna just tuck in here about 10 yards or so, kind of look around and see if we can't find one, huh? I think we're also I'm going to take you to a different part of the woods, and I want to look at a different spot that we had planned on tapping. I even cleared trails for it. I haven't went very deep back in those woods yet, so I'll show you. I don't go back there very often because I don't like messing with the deer. It's a bedding area, and I don't like just tromping through there, but a couple times a year if I can get away from it. So we're gonna head on over that way, see if we can't find some maples, find some sheds, find anything cool, look for a downed tree, maybe a deer pop up in front of us or something. That'd be neat. Looks like we got a few turkey tracks here. That's always nice to see some diverse wildlife through here. We used to have a big turkey population, but we also now have a large coyote population, which has taken our turkey population down quite a bit. So I see a run here. I see another run over here. Deer are definitely traveling through here. Here's another large oak limb that has fallen down in a windstorm. There's quite a bit there too. That's gonna be tough to get out of there. I do have that new pole saw. Might be able to get up in there with pole saw and just kind of bust it free. This back here is where I typically cut all of our firewood, all of our ash. This was all at one time oak and ash back through here, and most of the ash has either been harvested by myself or it's on the ground rotten, kind of punked out. There's a deer bed right there. Another deer bed. Obviously not fresh, but they've been back here laying around. There's another one. Well, you can hear that wind howling now. So this was the old hop yard here. I think I showed it in one of the last videos. I had everything set up with cables here and a bunch of tie downs, and I need to get that cleaned up, especially before spring, before we're trying to farm the field out here. But it's a little chilly right now to be doing that. We are gonna go all the way to that back corner. We're gonna go back there, walk along. I'm gonna just tuck up in the woods, run back, and then we're gonna make our way back up to the maple syrup spot that we cleaned out a couple years ago, and we'll see how clean that trail is. So if I do decide to use it this year, there's only one way in and one way out, and I can't use the trail if there's a bunch of downed trees or something else going on. The snow's drifted up pretty deep over here on the edge of this field. And the wind's picking up too. I just stepped in the woods here a little bit, and you can see all these dead down trees back here. These are all ash as well. I was picking on those for quite a while, a couple years, and the poison ivy is so thick over there that I got tired of getting poison ivy, so I found other places to get some wood. All right, we're up on the ridge here now, kind of in the heart of the woods, and there's some fresh tracks right here. Deer probably heard me coming through the woods over here, ran up this direction. I don't want to go mess with them too much right now, but this little ridge here There are deer beds all along this ridge. It's given me a really good idea for hunting next year. I don't like to come back here. That's the only problem. This is our main doe bedding area. So I like to stay out of here as much as possible. I do like walking back through here this time of year because you can see where the deer travel, and they typically stick to their same travel patterns most of the year. We're gonna sneak around the edge, try not to mess with them too bad, and we're gonna go find that other maple syrup area here real quick. So here's our maple trail. There's a small turnaround right here that goes up, and it's real tight through there. I cleared it out a few years ago. I have not tapped at this far back. I have tapped closer up to the house where we could just walk out to the buckets. I don't see anything major down back here. There's a lot of maple trees. The problem with that is getting to them, collecting sap, and getting it back up to the evaporator. This would be the place to go. If I had a side-by-side or even a quad with a trailer, I could probably get back through here pretty easy. The problem is you get an IBC tote on top of a trailer coming through the snow, and this area always floods bad. That's a recipe for a bad afternoon right there. You get 100 gallons in an IBC tote, it's heavy. It's even heavy with the truck. But I am liking it that there's no major trees down, so we could get back here and we could tap this year. Or I could talk Candace into buying me a small tractor with a bucket on it and hooking up our small trailer to it. See where I'm going with this, guys? Oh, a little branch right there I almost fell on. Yeah, this is there's lots of maples back here, and we're close to the house. Right there's the house. Something to definitely think about for the upcoming sugaring season. Definitely want to make sure I have all my options available. Candace and I are still trying to figure out how much syrup we want to produce this year. So do we need to tap 60 trees? Do we need to tap 120 trees? Do we need to tap 10 trees? Don't really know. We were selling quite a bit of syrup, but the last year or so, our sales have fallen off a little bit, and I don't think it's the product. I think everybody's just pinched a little bit and can't spend the money on certain things like, organic maple syrup. So I get it. We're in the same boat for sure. So, well, we didn't find any sheds. That's okay. I'm still going to take another walk. Maybe yet today. We'll see if we can't get another lap in. That was probably a good 3/4 of a mile walk or so. That was a big area. So that's okay. We didn't find any sheds, but I did get to see all the trails are opened up. There's no big, huge trees I have to clear out before syrup season, which is fast approaching. And I did kind of get an idea on out back if it was even worth tapping out there. I know my trail's cleared up front. I can get the big loop if we want to go big. This is the time of year right now to make sure you guys got all your supplies set up, ordered, everything's good to go. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready, and I'm trying to sleep in because I know there's going to be some long nights boiling some sweet maple syrup. All right, guys, season's almost here.